You're listening to Audio Oasis on KEXP. I'm your host, Eva Walker, and we are in the live room with the one and only Warren Dunes. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for coming in.
So thrilled.
So you're one of my favorite local bands, so I'm just going to let everyone hear what y'all got.
Okay.
Because it's amazing.
Okay.
Here's Warren Dunes on Audio Oasis, KEXP.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Someone said, oh, take what's wrong and turn it right. After that fateful night, and I found one good friend who said, do this again with someone of different skin. We had to play that for you.
Do it again.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Warren Dunes here on KEXP Audio Oasis. Yes! Yes!
Yeah!
So that was incredible. There's two more songs, so let me not say this like it's the end. So before I get to the questions, I guess this is technically going to be a question. Your sound is so unique. The Warren Dune sound. It's not like anything I've ever heard before. And the way I've described your band multiple times, which I hope you see this as a compliment, because
I know it is.
So I like to describe the Warren Dune sound as PBS metal.
Yep,
There's something about the friendly piano and then the shredding guitar and the banging drums that's like PBS metal.
I've been trying to type in PBS metal when we submit stuff because it's such a great. I love the description. I love it.
You've invented a genre. I can't put you in any kind of space. There's like some
Thank you.
Carole King in there and some Paul McCartney and there's some metal. It's just like
a little metal in there. There is, yes. Now I appreciate that, Eva. I appreciate that.
I wish I invented PBS metal. Really, I truly do. So what is the most, first of all, let's introduce who we're all talking to, right? So we're talking to Julia Massey.
Yes, howdy. Jared Cortez.
Hello.
And Dominic Cortez.
Hello. Brothers.
And you guessed it. Yeah, exactly. Family band, much like another family band I know. Yeah.
So what is the most fun you've had playing together in Seattle as Warren Dunes?
Whoa, the most fun. I'm going to start this answer by saying that one of the things I like to joke about with people is that part of our the secret recipe for our sound is that we fight about 15% of the time. So there's always like a little twinge of like not really having fun in this process. But the 85% of having fun includes, Dom, it sounded like you had a moment that you had a great time.
I really liked the aquarium gig.
Oh, that
super
was fun.
It was 2 sets. They were almost identical.
Yeah.
We had more drinks the second set than we did
Right.
the first set.
We could wave
Everything
to
was loose.
the scuba diver
It was
feeding
great.
the fish, were like giving us like the I love you signs.
Oh, it's
that was a good one. The aquarium, yeah. That was a great one. I'm with you. Jared, you too? Aquarium? Yeah.
That felt right.
That's a good one.
So you've all been in other projects, sometimes with each other, like Jared and Dom, I know you all have Electric No-No, awesome project. And then Julia, you had Julia Massey in the Five Finger Discount, which Dom was in that band.
Yes, that's
correct?
exactly right. That's exactly right.
But how has being in Warren Dunes as a family shaped the way you approach playing music?
Well, it's funny because it's been sort of an evolution since we became a family band. Because at first, co-writing songs with somebody was not something that I was particularly used to. Dom has always written his own parts and always contributed to the structure of the song after it was developed. But then starting from the beginning and actually co-writing a song with somebody was very different for me. So Jared and I had maybe it was a little bit more than 15% of fighting. But I think that kind of was a good thing for us to both get out of our comfort zones. And the result is what you hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, because we can cut this out if I shouldn't say this in the interview. But Julia and Jared, you guys are husband and wife.
Right. And
partners,
parents as
and
well.
Parents
right.
as well.
Right.
You kind of got this like your own version of Ashford and Simpson thing going on. This is awesome.
Right, yeah. We do a lot of things together. And so I think that for a long time, it was, people would ask us, when are you guys going to get together and do a band? It makes sense. You're partners and all this. And I think we kind of liked to have something separate that was on the creative side. But there was just one particular day where it felt like, you know what? Let's give this a try. And that was when Warren Dunes was born. Yeah.
Awesome. And the name Warren Dunes, that comes from a place, is it Michigan?
Yep, it is a state park in Michigan where Jared and Dom spent a lot of their happiest memories in their childhood. I mean, am I right about that?
I was telling somebody earlier today that that's how we used to escape before we found music. So
Right, that was the
very
escape zone.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that
state
place is-
park. And
Wow.
it's beautiful to go there. It's humongous. People don't realize that there is a third coast on the Great Lake region Dom learned to surf there. So, I mean, there are legitimate waves on Lake Michigan, and Warren Dunes is no exception to that. So it's a very beautiful place. And sometimes, in fact, this happened to Dom's wife outside, Krista. She had on a Warren Dunes shirt, and somebody came up to her and was asking her about the state park and thought that it was about the state park. And she said,
nice.
actually, this is also a band. So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool to make that connection with people.
Yeah, just like we have Golden Gardens. that's
Yes,
a band,
exactly.
People that
Exactly.
You know, they Soundgarden.
Yep, yep.
Just kind of name. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like it.
Yeah. So, family is obviously super important to you all. Julia, how does face-to-face interactions influence your creativity versus digital interactions?
Whoa, great question.
Great question.
I like that question.
Yeah.
I am I know you said this, Eva, about yourself before, being an empath and being with people and not being able to help but like take on their energy and want to be there with them. So face-to-face interactions, I feel I have that about myself as well a bit. And so face-to-face interactions are like very intense for me. Like I kind of can't help it. No matter who it is with or when it is, there's no way for me to not want to really connect with somebody. So face-to-face interactions have an extra level of power in their influence in the creative process for me. That said, the digital world that we live in and that I choose to occasionally live in, what can sometimes provide sort of nuggets for creativity are times when the massive digital world or the culture that I'm in online gets excited or angry or spirited or some kind of extreme emotional reaction about something. I can't help but take that in a little bit. And so sometimes those situations will result in something creative.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not show her these questions before the interview. She just right on. So it's very subtle, but your music is political, and you donate a portion of the ticket sales to local charities. And I just want to name off some of the charities. So you've donated to the Northwest Immigrant Rights Project, Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle, Hand in Hand, which is a benefit for Hurricane Harvey relief.
Right.
And Legal Voice, which is a feminist organization. That's incredible, first off. And how did you all come to decide that this was
It's
the
the least
mission?
we can do.
Right. Yeah, that is actually what Dom said. It does feel like the least we can do because in the like you said, the like sort of subtly political lyrics. After the 2016 election, the feeling that we had as a band was, okay, we are in a position where people sometimes, listen to lyrics, see what we do a little more publicly than otherwise. We got to do something about this.
Yeah.
And I remember I was having a conversation with your fiance, Jake Udy, and he was talking about like how dollars really make a difference. It's like something it's like you walk the talk a little bit more when you do that. So we give half of the door at our local shows toward these organizations, and I'll just name Aurora Commons and Building Changes as well as amazing local organizations doing incredible work here. It feels like, that extra $300 would have been really useful to us. But the point is that it is a little bit harder for us because we're helping people who have it way harder than us. So that's where we come from with it's the least we can do. And the benefit of not just like the money, because we call it the hashtag we use is small but mighty because we've raised like 3,000 something. But we want to have a platform for people to learn more about these organizations. So if you have lots of money, go to our website and give all of your lots of money to these organizations.
Yeah, I saw you have the list of the the organizations that you've all benefited from your shows on the website, which is
Totally.
That's great.
Yeah.
So there's one important member of the band who isn't playing an instrument right now. Julia, your son Carl.
Yes.
And I want to ask, how does he influence your band?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, what comes to mind right away is that when Carl, I took like maybe 2 months off when Carl was born before I like scheduled a show where I like forced myself to go and perform. But having a little one around makes all of the time that you have to be creative really limited. And so the benefit of that is that you really force yourself to have like a concentrated creative process. And Dom and Jared have had to do that too. So like for the first 2 years of Carl's life, it was like, he's taking a nap. Let's do this now. And we'd have the video monitor downstairs and we'd be like looking at it in between practicing songs and, oh God, he's getting up. Okay, let's run through this one more time. And so a lot of our EP is songs that were written under those kind of like limiting circumstances. Now that makes it sound like Carl hasn't been helpful, but I think the other aspect of it is he loves music, because all children love music. He's around it so much that he will latch on to certain riffs, or he'll even like create some himself. Like he wrote this song called Choice a long time ago, and we were warming up with it for a while, and it's a great song. So it's neat to have someone who is unfiltered, bringing his personality and perspective all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Carl, make sure to ask for your publishing. Okay.
And also, Carl got us into Harry Belafonte, which was the reason why we came up with kind of like it was one of the biggest influences for this band.
Wow.
Too, yeah.
That's true. We like had a playlist and Jump in the Line came on one day and he was just like, again. Yeah, so he's a big Harry Belafonte
That
fan.
is
Yeah.
awesome. So
Now
Warren,
he's a big Black Tones fan. By the way.
yay.
Nonstop. Nonstop.
So if our next record sounds exactly
Right, exactly like Wayne Incorporated.
like,
You know?
I was gonna write these songs. So you have a record that just came out this year. Welcome to Warren Dunes, and this is the debut record for this band.
It totally is.
And
Yes.
who did you all work with on this record?
Oh, thanks for asking that. We, one of our singles, Running for Cover, we did with Sam Anderson at Mead Street recording. But the bulk of the EP is with a producer in town who I just adore, and that's Don Farwell at Earwig Studio. He he's worked with so many artists here, and they all say the same thing about Don, which is that he's such a warm and inviting and welcoming person that you end up doing your best performance there because you feel you can be yourself. And he's so supportive, and he's just such a wonderful person. I highly recommend Don Farwell. He's done a ton for Five Finger Discount. I just love him. I love that guy. Can't say much more about it except I love him. Yeah.
So Welcome to Warren Dunes is currently out, and we've been talking with Julia Massey, Dominic Cortez, Jared Cortez. I pointed to the wrong to the wrong one. I can't see
brother.
Dom. Yeah. So you're gonna play 2 more songs for us.
Yes, we are.
Yay.
And then the next one is a brand new one. So
Awesome. And I'm just gonna end while you're setting up. I'm gonna end this interview with Julia Massey makes a mean red beans and rice, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't
Fun
wait
fact.
to make it for you again.
Fun fact.
I can't wait.
Feed the whole crew. Why not? Look at that. Jim agrees.
Yes. Let's get him. Okay.
Warren Dunes on Audio Oasis, KEXP.
1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Back in the 90s when waters were rising and something was calling across the horizon off the Sea of Japan. Someone was listening as it was glistening off of the sun, and the sky was envisioning someone keeping the land. Don't you know, when you show up and go across the ocean to a rock in between histories, you are the key to what's been locked. Shinya the Islander. She took her partner and they put their heart into watching the waves and the ways they could guard it through a government stand. Don't you know, when you show up and go across the ocean to a rock in between histories, you are the key to what's been lost. Diving deep into reef, still unbleached, try to reach the end of something that can start again. Keep protecting Doctor's only friend. Shinya the Islander. Don't you know when you show up and go across the ocean to a rock in between histories, you are the key to what's been locked. Diving deep into reefs, still unbleached, try to reach the end of something that can start again. Keep protecting Doctor's only friend. Shinya the Islander. Things
Warren Dunes on 90.3 KEXP. Wow.
Thank you, Eva. Thank you so much for having us. And thanks to KEXP, and you rock.
Of course. Thank you so much for
You do rock.
for coming out. So you're going on a Midwest tour, July 24th through
Right.
August 7th.
You got it. Yep.
What are some of the places you're stopping at?
Chicago, Detroit, South Bend, Kalamazoo, New Buffalo,
Michigan City.
Michigan City,
And then New Buffalo again.
and New Buffalo again. Yes.
We have to play
Yeah.
at my mom's library.
Yes,
That's
right. One
great.
of it's going to be a library
That's
gig.
Are you
Yeah.
going to do some kind of acoustic video at Warren Dunes?
Oh,
while you're-
definitely.
Okay.
You got it. Now,
Okay.
now that
You-
you've
you
mentioned
got
it,
to.
anything
You
for
got
Eva
to.
Walker. Yes.
So before I do the outro, I just want to say, Julia, you're a big Kevin Durant fan. And I just want to say, does he at all, is there any influence, any Kevin Durant influence?
I thank you so much for saying that, because I know people are going to see the jersey, see all that. This is how I feel. I love Kevin Durant as a person. I already loved him as a person before all the headlines, and this injury, I'm so sad about. I believe that he will persevere. His mom's amazing. I like everything about the guy. And I don't know a lot about his stats. I don't know much about his stats at all. These guys take care of that for me. But Dom and Krista got me this jersey because they knew that I loved Kevin Durant as the man.
When I see you perform, you have the
Yes,
jersey. I love that that's your
yeah.
thing, is to wear the...
He's such a positive guy.
You
And
know,
he's,
Julia,
yeah.
If
yeah.
he doesn't perform, at least he'll make $40 million a year anyway.
He's going to be just fine. Kevin Durant's going to be fine. I love him so much. I want to have my picture with him as a life goal. So, yes, that's Kevin. Love you, Kevin. Yeah, yep.
Get well soon.
Yes, exactly.
Warren Dunes on Audio Oasis on KEXP. They have their debut record out, Welcome to Warren Dunes. Available on all platforms.
Totally. Everywhere. Yep. Shout
yeah.
it to the skies. It'll start playing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Julia Massey, Dominique Cortez, Jarrett Cortez of all of Warren Dunes. Thank you so much for being on
Thank you.
Audio Oasis.
Our pleasure.
Thank you so much. This is Audio Oasis, KEXP 90.3.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.